Have you ever wondered if you could see something without your eyes? Not just guess, but actually perceive a distant place, person, or object using only your mind? This isn't science fiction. It's a real trainable skill called remote viewing. And today, we're going to dive into what it is, how it works, and how you can start learning it yourself. So, what exactly is remote viewing? Let's get one thing straight. This isn't about having a crystal ball or sudden psychic flashes. Remote viewing, or RV, is a structured mental protocol. Think of it less like a superpower and more like a mental martial art. It was developed back in the 1970s by researchers at Stanford for a top-secret U.S. government program. You might have heard of the Stargate project. The whole point was to use rigorous scientific-style procedures to gather intelligence. Here's how a typical session works. The viewer knows almost nothing about the target. They might just get a random set of numbers, like a coordinate. They're completely blind to what they're supposed to be describing. The goal is to bypass the conscious, analytical mind, what viewers call mental noise, and tap into raw sensory data. Instead of saying, "I see a building," a viewer might start with, "I'm sensing something hard, gray, tall, with a rough texture." It's about describing the components before your brain jumps to conclusions. Now, I have to be honest with you. The mainstream scientific community generally views RV as pseudoscience. The biggest critiques are the difficulty in repeating results consistently under strict lab conditions, and the fact that we don't have a known physical mechanism to explain how it could possibly work. However, proponents, including many of the original government viewers, argue that the data from decades of experiments shows results that are statistically way above chance. They believe it's a natural human ability that's been overlooked. So, can you learn it? Absolutely. The core belief behind modern RV is that it's not a rare gift. It's an innate skill that can be developed with practice and discipline, just like learning to play the piano or speak a new language. If you're curious, here's how you can get started. First, you need to pick a method. The most famous one is Coordinate Remote Viewing, or CRV. This is the original military protocol developed by the legendary Ingo Swann. It's very structured, with 6 distinct stages that guide you from vague impressions to detailed sketches and data. Another popular approach is Natural Remote Viewing, or NRV. This method is a bit more flexible and encourages you to first discover your own personal style of receiving information before adopting a rigid structure. Once you have a method in mind, you can start practicing the basics. Find a quiet spot where you won't be interrupted. All you need is a pen and some paper. Before you start, take a few minutes to clear your mind. A little meditation or some deep breathing can help you get into that relaxed but alert state. Now, for the fun part. Have a friend choose a picture online and just send you a random number for it. This is your target coordinate. Your job is to sit down with your paper and simply write or sketch the very first impressions that pop into your head. Are you sensing colors, textures, smells, temperatures? Is there a sound? The key is not to analyze. Don't try to guess what it is. As you do this, you'll notice your brain trying to jump in and label things. For example, you might sense something tall and pointy and immediately think it's a pyramid. In RV, this is called an analytical overlay, or AOL. The trick is to acknowledge the guess, write AOL, pyramid, on the side of your paper, and then immediately go back to describing the raw sensory data. Is it sandy? Hot? Ancient feeling? The most important step comes at the end, the feedback. After your session, look at the actual target picture. Compare your notes to the image. Did you get the colors right? The shapes? The general feeling of the place? This feedback loop is crucial. It is how you train your brain to recognize the difference between genuine intuitive signals and mental noise. If you're serious about learning, there are some amazing resources available. For 2026, the Monroe Institute has a remote viewing basics program on their schedule, and they offer virtual courses. If you prefer books, check out Remote Viewing Secrets by Joseph McMoneagle. He was one of the original Stargate viewers, or The Essential Guide to Remote Viewing by Paul Smith, another veteran of the program. For self-study, the International Remote Viewing Association, or IRVA, has a fantastic website with free manuals and a community of fellow learners. Remote viewing is a fascinating journey into the potential of human consciousness. It challenges what we think is possible and offers a structured path to explore our own intuition. It takes patience and practice, but who knows what you might discover. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of the mind. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried remote viewing, or if you're going to give it a shot. See you next time.